Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the From Scratch series. In this case, Mean from Scratch. In this particular episode, we are going to get started setting up an environment to start developing. So the first thing we'll need to do is, since we are building a Mean application, or in fact, I don't know if I mentioned that in the previous episode, but we're going to be using the Mean technology stack to build this web application. So Mean is an acronym which stands for MongoDB, Express.js, AngularJS, and Node.js. In fact, let's get started. So the first thing we'll need to do is get our IDE. So another thing that I will mention in these episodes of the series, I don't actually, the aim is not to teach you how to develop, but it's more just, you saying how different people go about building their applications. In this case, I'll show you my workflow, which is my workflow. So I've tailored it from, building many applications, refining it, and maybe it might be helpful to anybody who's trying to get started or anyone who just wants to see how somebody else gets their work done. So the first thing we'll need to do is download an IDE. In this case, because we're going to be doing JavaScript development, and another thing maybe I should note as well is that I am working on a Mac, so I think we should use a tool that at least works almost on all platforms. So I would actually suggest that if possible, you guys get Visual Studio Code. So if you do want to download Visual Studio Code, it's open. Let me say it's a free IDE from Microsoft, which works on almost all major operating systems, including Linux, Mac, as I'm using it here, Windows, and I don't know which other ones, but it's a cross-platform IDE, which I would recommend. Another tool that we'll need to get before we can start developing is, let's see, okay. So we'll need to get Nodejs. So for those that don't know, Node.js is basically a JavaScript runtime built on the V8 engine, which powers Google Chrome, if I'm correct, or Chromium. So this basically allows you to write JavaScript and execute it. It's the equivalent of, for those that come from the Java background, of like the JRE, the Java runtime, except that it's for JavaScript. So once again, this is all, in fact, this is it's free. I think it's open source actually. I should know this, but so you can download it for your Linux machine, for Windows machine, whichever one that you want to use. The second tool that we'll need is Mongodb. So if you guys don't have this installed as well, once again, it's an open tool. Works. You install it for Linux, you install it for OS X, you install it for Windows, and you're good to go. So those are the three tools for now that you will need to get before you can start. In fact, you could start developing with just Node.js and Visual Studio Code, but I would recommend that you get all of them going. So maybe I can just give you a little brief maybe tour of what actually the tools look like when they actually set up. So I have got Visual Studio here, or Visual Studio Code. So in fact, for those that maybe are from .NET background, you probably are aware of Visual Studio, which is the big clunky IDE, which is an awesome IDE, by the way, from Microsoft that you use to develop .NET applications, whether it's C# or Visual Basic, I think even C++ as well. It's quite an awesome IDE as well. It's quite big, but you can do a custom installation making it smaller, but it is a bit on the bigger side. So this is Visual Studio Code. You get your window here on the left side, and you get your editor on the right side. So nothing special about it yet, but I would recommend it. It's got some cool tools, especially for JavaScript, some plugins that you can use for like For example, one is JSHint, which you're going to install a bit later. It's got code folding and all the cool quirks or perks, sorry, that us developers love. And I think the only way I can show you MongoDB is that but we'll get into more detail about MongoDB a bit later. But for now, all you need to know is that I'm running it from the shell. From terminal. There are graphical user interfaces for those that do want them. One is RoboMongo, if you do want the GUI for MongoDB. It's quite a cool one as well. And the other thing is, so Node I've installed as well. It's running from command line. So I think we should be able to do that. In fact, I hope that's not the... Whoops. So yeah, I've got the Node installed, and I think I should be able to check as well if I've got MongoDB installed as well. So let's see, I might be typing these commands incorrectly. So yeah, I've got MongoDB installed as well, or the shell, in fact, in this case, it's pointing out. So yeah, those are the few tools that you're going to need for now. Once you've got that done, we'll move on to the next episode, which we maybe start writing some code and getting a Node.js server up and running with Express. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and look forward to the next episode.